Hi Flosstube, I'm Lori and you are in the right place if you are looking for stitching in the valley, but you are correct. I am missing my sidekick Debbie tonight. Debbie's feeling a little bit under the weather. She had her second COVID vaccination and so she's not feeling that hot tonight. So, but I wanted to go ahead and do a video tonight just because we have a giveaway to do later on in the video. So stick around and I'll announce the winner from our giveaway. So, I am Lori and you have come across Stitching in the Valley Flosstube channel. We talk about our cross stitch as well as some of the other crafts that we like to do, and who knows what else we're going to talk about because you just never know. So, tonight I'm on my own, and so you just don't know what you're going to get without Debbie being around because she kind of keeps me in check. No, I'm just joking. It's really okay. But I do have notes here so that I stay on track. This is our Flosstube number 8, and tonight is Thursday. It is February 11th, 2020. And like I said, my name is Lori. I am one half of Stitching in the Valley, and we are from Dayton, Ohio. So welcome to everybody, and if you would just keep Deb in your prayers tonight, hope she gets over this little bit of not feeling too good from that COVID vaccination. Let me see. I'm reading my notes. I apologize I keep looking down, but I am reading my notes so I stay on track tonight. A few life updates. Really and truthfully for me, there hasn't been a whole lot of life updates. I've just been working a lot. We've had some snow here in the Dayton area here recently. Schools have been canceled, that kind of thing. But other than that, really nothing too exciting has been happening. Of course, the Super Bowl was on Sunday evening. We watched about the first half and then we were kind of over it. So if you are a football fan and if your team won, yay, good for Tom and all you Brady fans. And if you're somebody who was rooting for the Chiefs and you didn't win, I'm very sorry. So that's just all I've got to say about that. All right. We had a lot of comments on our last video. We were talking about gratitude in our last video, and we asked everybody to post what they were grateful for and from 2020. And if you're curious about that, why we were talking about that, go look at our Flosstube number 7. But what I noticed in that whole theme of gratitude is that so many people were grateful for their family from 2020. There was a lot of family time to be had in 2020. There wasn't time to go out and you couldn't go do anything else, so you kind of had to hang out with your family whether you liked it or not. But that's the way it was. But I think that was probably the best thing I saw about it, that there was so many people grateful for the time that they had with their family. And you know what would we do without our family? I mean, it just makes life all that much more worth it. So let's see. I am going to do our giveaway from last week, but stick around because I'll do that more towards the end. Okay. I want to do some shout outs. There's a new Flosstuber, or new to me anyway, the Vintage Stitcher, and I apologize, I can't recall her first name, but she's relatively new to Flosstube. She's only been doing it for, I think, less than a month, but she already has more than 10 videos, I saw that she had 10 videos a couple days ago, and she's posted several since then. So she posts a lot of videos. So the Vintage Stitcher, I've watched a couple of them and I really enjoy them. Go check her out. She's from Upper Michigan. She's really, really great. But what I liked about her is the reason why she calls herself the Vintage Stitcher is she just stitches what she's drawn to, which obviously most of us, that's what we do. But like her, I personally do not stitch the most recent piece. I don't say this out loud, but I've never stitched anything by Priscilla and Chelsea. Their patterns are cute, they're adorable, they're wonderful, and one of these days I will do them, but there's some other things that I want to stitch first. So I mean, that's why I think the Vintage Stitcher appeals to me, because she stitches what speaks to her and not always the most current and modern thing. So I really do like her channel quite well. She's also a quilter, and she's really great. The other person, I can't remember, I thought I'd shouted her out once before, but I don't really recall, and it's Janet Jabber. She's been around Flosstube for quite some time, but what I love about her is she is just so bubbly and so cheerful and a ball of energy, and she is my kind of person. So just go over to her channel, give her a shout out, tell her I said hello, and I really like her stitching. She's just really sweet and great. So go check out her channel too. And I'm going to put links to their videos, their channels down below in the description. So for finishes since our last video, I don't have any cross stitch finishes, but a few weeks ago I said I learned how to, with the help of Celeste Creates YouTube tutorial, I learned how to put a zipper in a project bag. And so I made a bag for my daughter for her cross stitching projects, and my mom saw it and she wanted a bag for herself and one for my sister too. I mentioned it before, I have a sister who has some developmental disabilities. She lives with my mom, and sometimes they go to the neighbors and my mom will take things for Hope to do, and my mom will sit there and visit with her lady friends and they'll crochet and do art and that kind of thing. And my mom will take things for Hope to do, coloring books, magazines, babies, whatever she wants to work on or mess with. And so I made a bag for my sister. This is actually going to be, it's kind of huge, a crossbody bag for my sister, but it actually does have a zipper using Celeste's video tutorial. I do have to put something on this zipper so that my sister can grab hold of it. She's got, you know, some dexterity issues, but it's got a really long, I put a really long strap on it so that she can wear it as a crossbody. It's really a long strap actually, but she can wear that as a crossbody, which will be perfect for her. So I did do this project bag for my sister. And then my mom is a beautiful crocheter. She makes a lot of Afghans. She was telling me tonight, we went to dinner with her and my sister, because we took them to get their second vaccination, and then we went and got something to eat, and she made 14 Afghans last year. She crocheted, and she makes big ones, like they're really big. And so she crochets a lot, especially with COVID and quarantining. So she wanted a bag for her crocheting. So I'm going to lean back here a little bit. This is a really big bag. I think the zipper I used was a 24-inch zipper. And I cut off maybe that much of the zipper, and that was just the tail end of it. But so now she's got a bag, and I put handles on hers as well, just to make it easier for her to carry. But again, I used Celeste's tutorial to put the zipper in, and then this was just stuff that I had in my stash. This block, this quilt block, I did not make that. It was a quilt block that I had won years ago when I used to go to a quilt club, and I had won the blocks of the month that month, and they were this particular pattern, and I've never done anything with them. I do have plans for the rest of them, but I thought it would be great for this bag for my mom. So, and then I quilted it. Yeah, I guess you can see the quilting ones. I didn't know if you could or not. Anyway, so I think my mom will like that. It will definitely hold a lot of her. She can put a whole project in there, or all of her yarn for one project in that bag. So those are my two finishes. Again, not cross stitch related, but you know, kind of. Then for my whips, as you all know, I'm making stockings for my family, and this is my son's. This is the first one that I'm going to complete. I'm doing the shepherd's bush stockings because I just think they're beautiful. And so I worked on his stocking, got a little bit more progress done. I don't know why, but this camera is messing me up and where I'm supposed to be with it tonight. But that's the progress I got done. I actually, I think the last time I had done the snowman, he didn't have a head at that time. But then since then I've started the Santa body. I think he's a Santa or he's a big elf. I don't know, one of the two. Anyway, I would have put the red up here in the hat where it's supposed to be, but I can't find that red floss that I was using for this here on the body of the snowman. I don't know what I've done with it. One of my cats might have run off with it. Who knows? Eventually I'll find it again. And put that aside. And then, this is so funny because I was watching Cross Stitch MD the other day, and she started doing a Haid, as has Elizabeth Ankin Stitch. Both of them have started doing a Haid. And so, no, Elizabeth Ankin Stitch, she was doing Mirabilia. Cross Stitch MD is doing a Haid. And I was watching her, and I thought, now I think I want to do a Haid. Well, then I realized I'm kind of working on a Haid, but it's not really a Haid. It's a Carolyn Manning design, but it's the full coverage. That's what I was wanting to do. So I've been working on this Carolyn Manning design, Peacock Topaz. And I started it because I'd always wanted to do one, but 911 Stitcher, Stacey, she hosts a group, and they were doing a Carolyn Manning stitch along. So this was the Carolyn Manning design that I chose. And I love it because I love the colors. Plus it also, to me, it looks like a big giant quilt. I think it's just gorgeous. So that's the pattern I've been working on, and I haven't worked on it since before Christmas. And so I've probably done like almost a whole other row going this way since I picked it up again. And I realized how much I'd missed stitching on it. I can actually stitch on this without my magnifier if I have my 3.0 readers on. So in good lighting, I can actually, and this is on 14 count Ada, and I can stitch it pretty easily on this. So I do, and I can carry this project to me when I'm working at my little part-time job. So that works out pretty well. I really love that pattern. And I've been working on Stacey Nash, Christmas at Hollyberry Farm. My goal is to do half a page, or what I'm calling a full page, per month until I get it done. So I'm working on what I refer to as the second page, which is really the second half of the first page. Hope that makes sense. I didn't get much of it done, but I got a little progress going on there. And I've got the roof started, so yeah, I really, really do love it. This is the one where I've been saying that I've been stitching on the casual linen pearl gray that I picked up down at Keepsakes in Cincinnati. Steph helped me pick it out. Love it. Can't say enough good things about it. If you've never tried it and you like to stitch on 28 count linen or 14 count Ada, this is it. Telling you, it's beautiful. Gorgeous. And I have been working on this. I'm going to get this done this month. This is my goal. So my goal for the rest of the month is to finish up the second page of Christmas at Hollyberry Farm, and then to finish my Silent Night by Country Cottage Needleworks. I started that right before Christmas. I had hoped to get it done before Christmas, then decided to do a hand quilt. Craziest thing. So that's my progress on that. So I just have the snowflakes to do and then the bottom border, and I'll be done with that. So when I get done with this video, I'm either going to go stitch on this or Christmas at Hollyberry Farm. I'm not sure which. But interestingly enough, this is on a cashel linen as well. I do not know the color that it was dyed because I bought this on our trip down to New Orleans back in October. And it shows up really gray on camera, but really it's way more blue than what it looks like. But I love it. Love the piece, love the linen, love, love, love. All right, is that it? Oh yes, that's all the stitching I've been doing. I added to my haul, I had some haul that I bought before February 1st. Because I think, well, I know on our last video, sorry for wrinkling the package, on our last video, I said that I was going to do a no spend February for craft supplies. No craft supplies spend February. I don't know how to say that. I'm not buying any craft supplies this month. No cross stitching, no quilting, no anything this month. So I didn't. I bought these on January 30th, and I know that because it was on Monday that I couldn't buy any more craft supplies. So I made a quick trip down to Keepsakes because I had purchased a chart during their Instagram live sale the Thursday before. And this is the chart that I got in their live sale. I'm going to tell you, this chart is really not completely my style of stitching, but the sarcasm snarkiness of it is totally me. That's why I bought it. I love it. I'm going to stitch it into a pillow, but it says, I don't self-medicate with cross stitch. I have a prescription. The sales girl called it a receipt, but whatever. I love it. I think that's hilarious. So I'm going to make a pillow for that, I think, eventually. But we're also in no start February, so I can't start that yet. Maybe I'll do it for Mania. And then I bought some floss that I needed for my Christmas at Hollyberry Farm. I was running low on a few colors. And my stack of stuff over here, I'm just piling stuff up. It's going to crash to the floor. Oh yeah, it just crashed. All right, well, it's staying there for now. The cats come in here, they come in here. Okay, and then the other chart, you know, I just said that I don't stitch the most popular brand new thing. Well, when I was down at Keepsakes, I did see the most popular brand new thing, and I had to have it because I saw Celeste. I saw her finish of this chart, and it was then that I knew I had to have this. Winter Rose Manor. Do you love? I love. I'm gazing at it. And I wanted to start it right after I bought it. But when I got home and decided that I wanted to start it, and I didn't have the floss or really the right linen for it either. So that was a good thing. I didn't need to start anything, but I've decided I am going to start it. My birthday is coming up in April, and I will start it. It's going to be my birthday start. That will give me time to collect the linen and all that, and I'm going to use the overdyes on it, and I can collect everything and then start it on my birthday, which is, my birthday's on Easter this year. Yay! So anyway, I'm super excited. I love this piece. I think it is absolutely divine. So I'm super excited. So that was all the haul. All the haul. All the haul. All right. Let me see what's going on here. Plans. I'm working on the Finish It February SAL that's being hosted by Barb at Lost and Floss. And my plan is to, like I said, I'm going to do the second page of Christmas at Hollyberry Farm, and then I'm going to finish the Silent Night by Country Cottage Needleworks. And then if I still have a few days left in the month, I'm going to touch on a couple of the other whips that I have going on that I haven't been able to get to this month. There's another Country Cottage Needleworks. I don't remember the name of it. It's something about winter something or other. And then what else do I have? I have a Lizzie Kate jingles, the little jingles charts. I'm stitching it on one piece. I haven't gotten to that yet this month. And then I'm also working on, it is a Prairie Schooler trick or treat is what I've been working on, and I haven't gotten to that this month either. So if I get everything else done that I want to get done, then I'm going to touch those other whips that I have going on. Hope that makes sense. So that's my plans for the rest of February. I will continue on the no spend. I've done very well with that. So no spend, no new start, and finish it up. That's what I've been working on, and so far it's going pretty stinking well. All right, so we had a giveaway, and we had asked what everybody was thankful for from 2020, because there was so much. Social media was just slammed with things about let's get 2020 over with. I'm ready for the new year, that kind of thing, and I understand completely. 2020 was a very difficult year for a lot of people, but I also wanted to turn around and look at what was the good things. What were the good things that came from 2020? And that came from actually a sermon that was preached by my pastor at the beginning of the pandemic, and that's a whole other issue. But anyway, there was a lot, like I said, there was a lot of gratitude. Most of it was about spending so much time with family, because that was really, really great. And so I'm going to draw a winner. One lucky winner is going to win this little journal. This is a journal that was made by me, and it is in the style, they call it junk journal. And if you are not familiar with, just YouTube it. You will find a gajillion YouTube videos about junk journaling. So I made this little junk journal. And then I've got a few little embellishments to go in the junk journal if you so choose, or use it for whatever you want to use it for. This is just a little booklet. And then just some other little page embellishments. I think that goes that way, actually. A little butterfly. A tag, and this is just a little page embellishment, so you can use those however you want. So I wrote everybody's name down, because we haven't grown so much that we have to do that auto YouTube whatever, that giveaway picker thing or outer. I don't know how to work that thing yet. Eventually we'll figure it out, but for right now, good old paper and pen work just fine with me, and an old basket. So, who's going to be my new best friend? Let's see. And it is Jo Marie Hogue. Maybe, I wonder if she pronounces that Hoggle. Hoggle or Hogle. Let me go back and see if I can find her comment real quick. And I apologize, but I'm on my own here tonight. Otherwise, I would have Debbie looking. Oh, she says she's very sweet in her kind words to us. She says, always enjoy you guys, so inspiring. Love seeing all the projects you guys do. I was grateful for each and every day in 2020. Thanks for sharing. And isn't that the truth? Grateful for every day, because a lot of people didn't make it through 2020, so she is grateful for every day. Marie Hogue, so please, I'm going to go back and comment on your comment. If you want to email us, our email will be down below in the description, and we are stitchinginthevalley@gmail.com. If you could email us your address, and then I will get this journal and embellishment sent out to you in the next few days. All right. So I want to talk about, I said the last time that I'm going to start sharing a little bit more about my faith at the end of our videos, and so I want to go ahead and do that. And if you don't want to stick around for that, totally respect it, and please come back and see us again. We love you. We love to have everybody watch our videos, share our videos. We love sharing our love of cross stitch. But if you want to stick around, let me get my notes here. Like I said, I've just kind of been stacking everything up. And Bonnie, my friend Bonnie, hi Bonnie, at Log Cabin Stitcher, and I've said it before, if you have not gone to see Bonnie yet, you are missing out, and you need to just run right over to her channel. She is a doll, sweet, sweet, sweet lady. So she had mentioned in her last video, I was trying to set the iPad so that you could see it, but you might be able to see that sign up there that says pray. First says pray without ceasing. 1 Thessalonians 5:17. That is a very, very important scripture to me. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a quick story, but 9 years ago, I know the exact date, I know the exact time, I know exactly what I was doing when I got a phone call that no parent ever wants to receive. My son was at the hospital. He had tried to hurt himself permanently, if you know what I mean. And so that is a call no parent ever wants to get. And that kind of started us down a whole path. And what I did not realize is that my son was struggling with suicidal depression. And so I'm not going to go into that whole story, because that's Jordan's story. It's not my story. I want to share my part of it. But he's okay now. He's doing well. We've had him, he's done a lot of therapy, he's done a lot of counseling, he takes medication, he's doing well, and he's to the point now where if he feels like he is struggling, he reaches out, and he's gotten really, really good at that. Praise God. But during that whole time, there were some really dark days, and life had to go on to a degree. And I remember listening to a podcast. You know, as a parent, when your child struggles, you hurt more than they do sometimes, because you just want the best for your child. And so I was listening to a podcast, and I can't even tell you what it was about anymore, but the woman who was speaking mentioned this verse, 1 Thessalonians 5:17, pray without ceasing. And for whatever reason, it struck me, and I wrote it down on a post-it note, and I put it down on my desk at work. And if I was concerned or worried or having a bad day thinking about Jordan, you know, I still had to go to work, but if I was really, really struggling, I would just look it down at that reminder, pray without ceasing, and I would just say a prayer, and I could go on about my day. And there were times I would say that, I would read that verse 25 times during an hour, but it helped to get me through that whole period of time, which in turn helped him to get through that whole period of time too. And I knew when I prayed, I had peace. I had peace that this was all in God's hands. So I want to talk about what the Bible says a little bit about prayer and how important it is. And that's just a little bit of my story about how important prayer has become to me. In Romans 8:26, in the same way, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray for, but the Spirit himself intercedes for us with groans that words cannot express. It also says in Matthew 6:8, do not be like them, for your Father knows what you need before you ask him. That's really important, because sometimes we don't know what we want to pray for, what somebody might be struggling with. And so often during that period of time, I didn't know how my son was struggling. And so I just had to give it up to God and just pray for him to get Jordan through it, because I didn't know, but I knew that he did. He always knows. And then lastly, I want to say Philippians 4:6 says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition with thanksgiving present your requests to God. That's really awesome too, because we were talking about giving thanks last week, and so now we give thanks through our prayers too, and that speaks to me in great ways. So I just want to encourage you, if you're struggling at all with what has gone on in the last year, please just say a prayer. If Debbie or I could pray for you, just email us, drop us a line through email. You can reach out to us on YouTube. We're on Instagram as well at Stitching in the Valley. We're also on Facebook at Stitching in the Valley. Our Facebook group is an open group. You can just follow us on Facebook. Eventually we'll probably become private, but for right now we are very open. So just come and follow us all over. Reach out to us personally or in one of our groups or through email, and we will happily pray for you. Just let us know, because we like to do that. So that's all I have. Pray without ceasing. That's my story. And I hope and pray that none of you ever have to go through that kind of a struggle ever, because it's not good. But the good thing is that I will tell you, Jordan is in a better place. He's in a good place, and my faith in God just grew exponentially over that time of that period of time. All right, so that's all I have for you guys tonight. Thank you for coming and watching, and be happy, be safe, be blessed, and come and see us again.